all the time. All the time.
So this one should be like...
So I'm like, yo, all the false outcry, it's just because he's famous and partly because he's gay as well. And I feel like it's a bunch of BS, and I'm not gonna sit here and at this table and act like, you know, he should be handled the way that he should be handled. Like, they're not handling people who need to be handled the way they should be handled, so why are they trying to do it to
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's okay to also stage a hate crime.
It's not okay.
We can't ever do that. So we have to handle this accordingly as well.
What do you think should happen?
I think that if 3 years sounds about right, but some things have to be done.
I feel like they should figure out if it happened or if it didn't.
Hold on.
Because that's honestly...
You think this man should be in prison for 3 years for a hoax?
First of all, we know that if he was actually in prison for 3 years, he's not going to do 3 years. I think that he
you said 3 years
should,
sounds about right.
No, he needs to be punished. So I think that at least if you stage a hate crime, like, I know that happens all the time.
But we don't know if that's
we
true.
Can't say that that's okay.
That's what I want.
But what you're saying, if it is true.
If this is all alleged, you guys, we have no news. Yeah. But obviously this happens everywhere, and this all should be handled accordingly. But we can't just let this slide. Because
they are letting people who do real hate crimes slide every day. Dylan Roof was given Burger King.
I recognize that.
But that's not right. How do you make it that it's not right? How do you make it?
You don't start with making it right with the people who are always treated wrong. So that's my thing. You don't start with, okay,
say it again.
You don't start with doing it right with the people who are always treated wrong. Like, there's no such thing as a hate crime for white people. Like, so as far as I'm concerned, like, for white people who are not LGBTQ. So my point is, I'm so passionate about this because I feel like we always want to start, like, handling things properly with the folks who are at the bottom of the totem pole.
Using them as the example?
Using them as the example.
But how do you feel about white gay people who have experienced...
No, that's why I had to correct myself and say no, like, unless you're a member of the LGBTQ community. So I'm just saying that, like, in the space, because this wasn't just about a hate crime against being LGBTQ. In the report, you know, what he was saying was that he was also called the N-word, et cetera. So it covered a number of issues.
That's a whole nother topic when it comes to black men or black people in the LGBTQ community. That's a whole nother issue that we have. But
It's a lot of alphabets.
Yes. But I just think back to my friends that actually got hurt and my friends that were killed. And
they should have been.
And they didn't have any attention
I got a question.
There was a disbelief that hate crimes happen towards people in the LGBTQ
I got a question.
So
why do you think in our community they are making fun of Jussie?
Because he's gay.
And Dave Chappelle and a lot of people, you know, they say that it's a hoax and things. Do you think that that helped attribute to it?
Well, people made fun of us. We defended him, and people made fun of us.
I posted about Jussie, and I got made fun of. I was told to take the post down, and it's still there because I still think this represents that we still have to have attention towards people in that community that are dealing with this every single day. I didn't take it down.
Oh, good.
No, I didn't take it down.
They need to know.
They need to, yes, exactly. And that's why I'm just saying, this example for Jussie, I want we need justice. We need the right thing to happen. Obviously, we need the truth to come out. But if he did stage a crime, there has to be a punishment for that.
This is the thing.
And then we also need to have justice for all those crimes that actually did happen.
And there isn't.
Or didn't happen.
Chicago police are putting so much energy to this. Mind you, Chicago...
Been saying that.
Been going through hell for so long. Chicago police had an entire torture unit.
Yes.
That was clandestine from people forever. So for them to be trying to trump this up like it's something of value or so enormous or such an issue that it needs to be handled is a gross misuse of power and justice.
Yes, I understand that.
And we shouldn't act like it's that... It's the same.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened to Kanika Jenkins in the fridge.
Thank you.
Yes, but I also want to say that there are...
Because they ain't putting energy into that.
Y'all know about Kanika Jenkins?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just saying that was Chicago and they couldn't figure that out either. My point is, why can't they prove if this happened or didn't happen?
Right.
And there you go.
Like she said, yes.
Well, we're going to keep talking about this.
No, because like what Lonnie was saying, this really isn't about Jussie.
Yeah, it really is. And we'll continue the conversation. February 24th, he gets arraigned, so we'll continue it.
Yes.
Okay, so
I want to
from...
make very clear, because I don't want anybody to at me at some
I
crazy...
understand.
I don't want anybody to at me. I'm aware that there's injustice everywhere for hate crimes that happen and don't happen on a daily that don't even have to do with gay rights. I understand that, but I just want to say we can't just dismiss this. Because there are also people dying that are nameless and are not famous and do not get offended for the things that they have to go through because they're gay. We have to fight that.
The reason
And
why
you're very
we
passionate
have
about
someone
that.
like Amanda who has a master's in African American studies is just for these type of topics.
Yes,
and we want to
absolutely.
commend her for standing up
Perspective. Yeah.
and her perspective.
It helps.